why don't you kill yourself? Can you answer?
What?
You like to speak
That was
out?
a question. Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, is that a joke?
No.
Why don't we kill ourselves?
Why don't you, specifically you?
Should I? Is that an invitation?
How old are
Is
you?
it high enough?
How old are you?
22.
22. Why didn't you kill in 6,000 days you've been in this universe?
I don't think you can kill yourself when you're a baby. People stop you.
Why did
I
you
think you
kill?
shouldn't. I mean,
Why don't we kill ourselves?
Anyone knows?
I mean, living is fun. I like living.
For
so-
example, no?
Yeah, I like living. I like breathing, and I like.
And the
to-
other side is unknown. I don't want to go to unknown.
There are two poles, no? Life, death.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Eventually, we're going to go, but I mean, living is nice.
So
Yeah.
you would kill yourself if it's not nice?
I mean, if you are in a really bad situation, maybe you can.
Not even like
Maybe
that,
you
no?
can.
Yeah,
That's why I'm surprised, because people in very poor condition, they still love life.
yeah.
Because there's still hope.
So, nobody answers. When you answer?
I mean, hope is not only thing, but living is basically fun for me.
Again,
Living
as I
is
said,
good.
when it's not fun, people still don't kill themselves because there's hope that it may be better one day.
Yeah,
as
but
long
you're
as they
talking-
live.
You're talking about others. Why don't you kill yourself?
I don't have a reason to.
You have a reason to live then?
Yeah.
What's the reason is it?
Do I have to share?
If you want.
Do I want to share? That's a good question. I wanna learn. I wanna learn as much as possible. I wanna experience as much as possible. I wanna have the knowledge as much as possible. I wanna see the limits of everything. Limits of myself, my brain, or people, or the universe, whatever. Again.
What is going to be after when you learn everything,
You cannot learn everything.
experience
You cannot
everything?
experience
I
everything.
mean, okay, then experience or learn everything as you can, but what will going to happen after that?
There's not going to be after. You cannot learn everything. You cannot even learn 1% of everything.
But why do you want to learn things? Why do you want to experience
Because
things?
I want to know things. I want to know why we are here. What are we supposed to do, or what's after?
What is going to be
Is there
after
not?
you know what is?
I cannot know. That's the thing. You cannot even know 1% of everything. Like that's impossible because there are so many things that we are not even realizing that they're there until we learn 1% of it.
But
So I don't think that's possible to do.
But there's
You-
also belief that we hold all the universal knowledge, and we just have to.
Do you really think we
have
hold
the-
the knowledge?
I personally do believe that, but I believe
Like Lucy.
like Lucy. I do believe that, but I also believe you really have to be connected to yourself and your mind, and very connected to yourself. And I don't know if that's gonna make sense to everyone, but that's my
What do
answer.
you mean? We know everything in the universe, like everything.
Yeah,
Like math, language, whatever there is to know.
yeah. Why not? Yeah.
Have there ever been someone that achieved that?
I don't know. I don't know all the people.
If there
I
was,
don't
I
have the
think we
knowledge.
would know about it. Like that would be on the news definitely.
I mean, news is a recent thing, like
I think it's at least
compared to
100
the life of Earth.
But now, like everybody has the technology. Everybody's can
like
make
now,
newspaper.
yeah.
Everybody
But do
can
you
use
think
that.
such a person would go around like flexing about it? Like I
What
don't,
would they
I don't
do?
think they would.
What would they do? If they know
That's
the knowledge of the
if they
universe,
know
why
the
don't they
knowledge of
solve the
themselves, they're
problems?
probably just gonna be there and know why they can solve the problems and know
Why they cannot solve the
Yeah,
problems?
like I don't know. I'm not that person. So
No, I
I
mean
can
like
speak for
if
them.
they know everything, but
Uh.
they cannot solve things.
Like maybe they know
That
they
seems
cannot
like the
solve
most
things.
useless thing to know about them.
But maybe that's the thing. Maybe you're chasing knowledge, but then you realize like there's nothing you can solve. You're not gonna be a superhero. You're just gonna know.
You
That's-
may not be a superhero, but you should at least try. If you know, like, if they know everything there is to know about, they can solve or help a lot of people.
Like knowing doesn't mean you can always solve things, though.
This is the reason for religion, no? Like,
It's not that you're gonna solve everything. You should at least try solving.
Like
it.
maybe they're trying. Like no one's saying
Then
that
we
they're
should know
not.
about it
Why?
Because it will be on the news if they know everything.
I
Like
mean-
imagine a guy that knows nothing. Like I don't know. Like he doesn't even have a college degree, and he just comes and like try to do science or math or like try to perform on people. We would know about that.
Yes, but if there was such a person, do you really think they would
But
put
then
that out
we call
there?
him crazy.
Yeah, like what do you, exactly? Do you think they would
But
put
then
that
he
out
can
there?
prove that he's not crazy by his knowledge, since he knows everything.
There's many ways we could go around this conversation because we don't know what it's like knowing everything. So
I don't think it's possible to know everything.
But
Nor
that's
do
the
I
point.
think that we have the knowledge of the universe.
Is
in
it
us.
necessary to know everything? No.
Not necessary, but like know enough. To is it necessary to know everything?
Maybe old people knew these, but I mean, nothing happened.
How do you know nothing happened?
I mean,
Maybe they saved us from something terrible. Like they.
maybe they
Fuck,
write
I get some tears.
it on the books, but those books are burned.
There's a like theory about super civilization, like modern civilization that was gone.
In the past.
Yeah.
Hmm.
People make theory about
Atlantis.
it. A guy wrote a book. Not only Atlantis, there's like another theory about Amazon, and there's like one in Egypt that they think.
Mesopotamia.
No, Egypt.
No.
No.
No, you don't agree?
No.
I mean, it's a theory. I'm not saying that
Yeah,
they prove
but
it.
there
If they
is no
did,
proof.
we would have to. We wouldn't be debating
No.
about it. You don't think it exists?
The truth is boring. Sorry to
It's really
say.
boring. Why do you
Truth is
think
boring.
there is no possibility of that to happen?
Because I read all the Egyptian book and they were not super civilization.
But imagine like something came like dinosaurs and just wiped everything. Then how would we know that there was something to begin with?
Because there will be fossils, no, like the dinosaurs.
But let's say it was worse than dinosaurs. That it wiped everything, even their bodies. Like it just.
I believe there are super civilization in the universe, but not
In the universe,
in the earth.
Aliens.
what kind of books are those? Like
Like they have a lot. They have philosophy books. Most of them are religious.
are those like saved texts, like dug up texts or
Yeah.
past texts?
Yeah, this
or
is why
something?
most of them are very short, like
Mm.
10 pages, 20.
Mm.
The pyramids are the oldest book.
Mm.
So the pyramids are 1,000 pages of religion, only religion.
Because sometimes it's so hard to know what kind of materials are real, who made it look real, who dug it up, or who kind of made the things. So do we ever know? We don't know. We don't know
No,
the
yes, but
true of those sorts of things.
it has to be a very creative lie.
I mean,
I cannot imagine
people
people
are quite creative.
creating
know.
thousands of texts and all of them agree on certain things, no? Like the chronology of the kings, the kingdoms. It should be, yeah, I mean, this is a skepticism. Okay, we continue or what? You wanna give? So your answer is this, no? You don't kill yourself because you love, no? This is the answer. Why
For
you don't
me,
kill
it is.
yourself? Because you love, no? You love life, you love knowledge.
Psychopaths, they don't feel anything. Sociopaths don't feel. Why don't they kill themselves?
Because
they kill
lo-
others.
they love themselves.
I mean,
Yeah.
They don't
Psychopaths
love
don't feel
themselves.
stuff. Oh, sociopath. Which one was it? Psychopaths?
It's one thing, it's connected.
Socio.
It's just a type of.
Psycho is not like officially recognized anymore on medicine. It's sociopath.
serial killer.
So sociopaths, they love themselves. That's why they don't kill.
Yeah.
Ah,
You know?
I don't know. I didn't met one, or I didn't realize I met one.
So yeah, like this is what I'm trying to explain in my book. If you love anything, if you love knowledge, you have to love to read, you have to love to meet people, no? To meet people, you have to love them, you have to touch them, speak with them, understand their psychology.
Why are you connecting
No.
everything to
You
touch?
have to be attracted to them, maybe. So this is what I'm saying. Like if you love something, you have to use the structure of love. If you don't love, you don't have to.
I think, I mean, loving is not only thing, maybe it's caring. I mean, you don't have to love anything, but you don't have to love yourself, anything around you, but still everything, hating everything, but you can just not kill yourself because you're afraid from death.
Good point. What about that?
You are afraid of death. Why? Because you
No,
love.
no, if that was the case.
You love existing.
Yeah, but not for me. I mean, maybe not everybody have to love their existence and but just be scared from that.
But you are scared for what?
I mean, from
The unknown.
unknown, from the black.
So you love the known.
I mean, it's not loving, but it's just being too exposed, maybe.
Exposed to
No,
what?
it's not loving. It's you know what it's like to be existing,
You have
but you don't know what it's like to be not existing. You're not loving it, but you know what it is. So you're not as afraid of living as you're afraid of dying. That's why you're not dying. You're not loving anything. So what
I
about
mean,
that?
I think our perception, like, because of the way love is portrayed in society, we think that love is something like you know, it can be that, and it's amazing that like it's fucking taking your body, everything, it's electric. But sometimes love is just calm.
Existing.
It's just pure, and you don't associate it with love. Like for example, in that situation, like you fear the unknown, so as he said, like it means you love the known, and you're gonna say like no, but like it's just such a simple feeling. It's not like the way you fall in love with people. It's not like that. It's just simple loving. It's
There
just
are other things than love and hate. And no, love is not always involved in our decision making.
No, I didn't say that.
But then you said you're living because you love, but no, as he said, you're living, but maybe because you're scared of the unknown. There's no
Yeah,
love in it. You're scared.
You are scared because of something.
Okay, but again, it's not about love. You're scared of the unknown, so what?
For me, everyone alive is because he loves being alive. You can admit it, you
So
can't
you're
admit
saying
it.
there is no such a thing as feelings other than love.
Yeah. Obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah. But
Or maybe he just lazy to kill himself, just play around. I mean, not hating, not
Lazy.
afraid anything, not loving, but just lazy.
yeah, this is for me excuses. No, I'm lazy. No, if you don't like living, kill yourself. No. It's easy, but why nobody does it? 99.9999. You can be a slave, you can be illness, you can be hunger, you can be anywhere in the world, but nobody kills themselves. No animals kill themselves when they do, but
But she got a point actually
Thank you. I don't know about what, but sure.
about the scariness.
Oh, it was his point. Okay.
So he
No
got
problem.
but for me, scared is just like, you have to do the next question. You are scared, okay, what? Of what?
But maybe instincts, I mean, we are all basically animals, and animals
Yeah.
have life instincts to push them. I mean, if we don't have that, we probably would die, but we have these natural instincts from birth, and maybe these would keep us alive, not killing ourselves, the reason.
Yeah, this is what we're gonna speak about. Let's go. Okay. Can you answer that? Where reality interacts with itself in a coherent, stable, and global way?
What do you mean by that?
It's a very technical question. Do you have any thoughts?
Why wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's easy. So this is like why in China, no, is the same that here. Why in the moon is the same as here. Why in the sun. Why in the black hole, no? Why everywhere in the universe is the same as this room. Why there are no glitches. Why there are no bugs, no? Why everything is the same. You wake up, the things are in the same place.
Why would they be a glitch?
Why? Yeah. Why not?
I mean, maybe there is glitches, but maybe we don't see, or just forget about it really quick.
Could be, no? Also.
But to say that there are glitches, it means it's not real.
Yeah. Why not?
Are we accepting that it's not real, or are we debating that it might be not?
Not yet.
But then, no. The question you're giving is making us accept the first thing, that the reality is not real, and hence the question.
No. Who said reality is not real?
The question?
No. I said why reality is so coherent, so stable, so global. Why? Yeah.
Because there are like laws of physics that are applying in the same everywhere. That's why the gravity is pulling us towards and not upwards or something like that.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, this is one reason. No, we know that there are like the four fundamental laws. You know the four fundamental laws: gravity, electromagnetism, and there are two nuclear forces: the weak and the strong. So everything is the same because of these forces, no? In the black hole, in the sun, in this room, in China, in my house, in the computer, everything follows this, no? Nothing is escape this rule. So I started wondering this question because I read like it's a man that said he has the record for the highest IQ in history, one of the highest. So he made a theory, it's called cognitive theoretic model of the universe. And he is proud because he says like nobody has found a mistake in his theory yet. So he speaks about something like this, why reality is the same everywhere. He tried to make like a closed system to explain everything. So I was reading that, I will send it to you in the WhatsApp group. And yeah, the conclusion or the thing I learned the most is like reality has properties everywhere, no? Like the universe was born, you can say, with all the properties. It's not like, for example, love. We are not creating love. We are connecting to that property, for example. So this is what where you were talking about, like. What is love, no? Out of the million properties of the universe, infinite, out of the infinite feelings, infinite emotion, why we feel love, the way we feel it. You can ask this for anything, why we feel pain, the way we feel it. Why we feel happiness, the way we feel it. So for me, love is the property of the universe that, in a sense, like to put it in human words, it's like the way the universe perceives itself, It's just, for me, like the pleasure for existing. So this is why we feel love this way, because we are just happy to exist the way the universe exists. So, okay, like the opposite question is even harder, like there is something without order.
If it was property like gravity, as you said, we
Yeah.
would experience it the same. We do not experience it the same.
What?
The love.
Yeah.
If it was property like gravity, we would experience the same.
The same? What do you mean the same?
Like the same way we experience gravity. You experience the same gravity, I experience the same gravity, but we don't experience the same love.
Everybody,
Even the same way.
everybody
isn't a
feel
material.
the same
Huh?
level.
Isn't a material.
Same level.
Isn't a material? No, he said it's a property. The gravity is a property that's the same everywhere. So is love. And my question is, if love is also the same, like gravity, a property from the universe, why are we feeling differently in a different ways?
Yeah, but
towards
gravity
different people?
is not experienced the same, no? In the moon, gravity is the same?
In the moon, on Earth, it's the same. Right now, here, even if we go to the moon, we would experience the same gravity. It would be the same number. But in here, in anywhere, love is not experienced the same, even by same people. Not same people, but like towards the same person.
Yeah, I mean, you asked this the last time. I'm gonna answer you the same, like because we interpreted it different, no?
Why don't we then interpret
But there
gravity
is common, no? Like there is common themes, no? Like
What?
we all love life, we all love talking, having friends.
But then again, we love differently.
Yeah,
Why is it different if it's the property? Like
yeah, because it expresses differently.
It's what?
It expresses itself differently, like all of them. Gravity expresses itself differently.
How?
No? Here, on the moon, on the black hole.
But if we go to the moon together, it experiences the same. If we're here together, it experiences the same towards everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I say
It's the
something?
same number.
Yes and no,
And no?
because technically, if you are walking, you are experiencing gravity different than if you are.
If we're both
Sitting.
at the same situation, doing the exact same thing, having the exact same mass, we
Yeah.
would experience the same.
But you cannot be in the same space-time. So technically, everything is different.
I think, but
But your weight
she
is
got
the
a
same.
point.
Yeah, but you're not in the same space-time
Why do you have to be in the same space time?
because if not, it's different.
It's
No, if you are in one space-time and I am in another,
What do you mean by space-time?
space-time is one place in one time.
So we're in the same room right now. We're in a different space-time,
Yeah, obviously. You are there, I'm here.
but we're experiencing the same
If
gravity.
I move, I'm experiencing time different.
But we are experiencing the same gravity.
No, because if I'm moving, gravity affects me different than you. This
Again,
is
if you just
in a
stand still,
technical way.
it's the same.
Eh?
If you stand still, it's the same.
Yes, but it's different. Like the properties have different grades. It's like black and white. There are two poles, but there are infinite tones of gray. You know, the properties are different. Like they express in a different ways. But love, no, is you can see there is like a common rule, no, like all animals love being alive, all animals reproduce, they
You just
love
said that
playing.
they were four forces that makes reality real because they're the same everywhere, and now you're saying we experience it differently, and they're different anyways.
Yeah.
You just said they're the things that hold in the reality, and now you're saying they're different.
The properties are the same, but they express it differently. Yeah.
Then how are they holding the reality if they're so different?
Why or how? I don't know. Is this because they are?
No, on one hand you're saying they're saying that's holding the reality, on the other hand you're saying it's never the same.
It's about the experience. How do you experience it as a person? And because in practice, yeah, the numbers are the same as you're saying. The numbers are the same, blah, blah, but
they are not technically.
like not it, like about gravity. Yeah, if you're different, like and different space means like you literally have to be exactly where he's standing, exact his position, the way he stands in the exact time to have the exact same force. But other than that, it's about the experience, and that's also what we talked about before with the colors. Is that there's like a proven theory that we see the same color differently as people. So like I see that blue probably differently than you all see it.
Yeah, because we interpret it differently.
Yes.
We spoke about this. You can see this chair, no? I see it green. Do you see it green? This chair? Do you
It
see it
depends
green?
on what I think is green is.
Yeah, a blind color person sees it red, no? So who's right? But there is a color, no? We can say there is a color, but I see it different, you see it different. But this is another property of reality we will speak about. So what, like, I was thinking, like, how can you think something without order? But for me, it's almost impossible, no? Because something without order means, like, a particle can travel anywhere, no? A particle can have any speed it wants, can change its nature. So why everything has order? Because everything interacts, no, with everything. So something without order is something you can never interact with. And what's something you can never interact with? It's like another universe, no? Like if you can never interact with it, you don't know anything about it. You don't know if it has order or no. It's like something totally apart. Okay, so this is like the process we do to understand reality, but this is an incorrect sense. So we have the matter, no? This room, let's say. It's perceived by the senses, this room. It goes to the brain organizes the information, and then it gives us a projection, no? The information is the mind. But it's an incorrect sense because I'm seeing lizards in the wall. Are you seeing lizards in the wall?
I don't see any.
So what's reality? Matter or mind?
Matter then. It's because can be changeable for everybody's mind, but matter is the same.
Could be. Any other opinion? For me, reality is both, no? Because if you say this is reality, then what is this, no? Like what is holding these two together? So this is what I started questioning this also when a friend of mine had a mental breakdown. So like he was sure, he was 100% sure he was good and I was crazy, and I was 100% sure I was good and he was crazy. So I started thinking like, okay, like he's sure he's not crazy, and I am sure I'm not crazy, but how can I prove like what he's saying is false? Because he was saying like he's the king of the universe and crazy stuff. So like so for me reality is both. So like, can you draw what is like this circle in a correct sense? When the senses are correct, how do you draw these circles? Wanna try, someone?
What do you mean exactly?
This is when the senses are incorrect, because the senses are projecting lizards in the world.
Mhm.
But now, can you draw when the senses are correct? What happens?
I assume they intersect.
Draw,
Why?
draw,
You just do it, but
Draw.
I'm not getting up.
draw.
Fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that would make more sense.
It wouldn't break the screen.
So like brain
Okay,
and a matter.
okay.
I don't think they're always the same. Are they the same? I don't know. For some reason, I would assume they interact like that. Because if mind is not part of it, right?
And the mind?
Yeah, mind, right? Mind and brain are different.
For me, yes.
Okay.
Because we will speak about that.
I assume they all intersect at some point.
Okay, yeah. But how do you call this then? This intersection?
Only the matter and mind?
Yeah.
Or brain?
The brain.
How can mind be without brain?
Yeah.
What do you mean by brain is like only the physical part? Why are we all breaking that one?
Yeah, the mind is. We will speak about that.
Why are you making me draw before speaking about them?
But yeah, what do you call this?
So mind is like mind, but
Yeah.
how can it be without the brain?
Yeah, well, you were no, you weren't in the mind lesson because this is a long topic.
Consciousness, maybe?
It's because we don't know the material particle of the mind. Like the mind is like the question is where is the color?
Yes, it's not.
We don't know where is the color. The color is just a human creation,
Uh-huh.
but there is no particle associated to the color. So there are like this is another whole topic. There are two substances in the universe according to me, matter and mind.
Okay.
Because we don't know any material particle related to the mind. This is why I separate brain and mind, because the brain is material, but the brain is creating something beyond the material world. The
But
mind.
they're like together, you cannot separate them. How can you separate them?
Yeah.
Can mind exist without the brain? Can brain exist without the mind? Brain can, but mind can't.
According to the theory of the properties, the mind is a property of the universe, so the brain is connecting to this property of the universe.
But then again, you cannot separate them because it cannot exist without this one.
I mean, it depends on your beliefs
You
because
don't
there's
know
no
that.
science for it yet, at least, that would like kind of be sure that like they are together or they're not, because there are many beliefs of how like mind is a separately living thing and it's not doesn't have to necessarily do with the like physiological.
Then what do we have in our brain?
anatomical.
If
And the
it's-
brain is purely anatomical structure with its properties and all of that.
Then why do we have the brain if it's not with the mind?
Like
It is.
I'm gonna give an
You should
example.
separate them.
I'm gonna give an example of belief. There's a belief that, like you know how they believe in a soul, that soul is a separate thing. So if you believe in that, then it means that your mind can live without the brain, and you're just having human experience in human body. So you have the brain that does the physiological things, but outside of your body, you still have mind. You still think. So that's one belief. It's not mine, but I'm just saying.
But
it
then
exists.
since we cannot do that yet, how can we?
It's not that we cannot do that yet. It's just
We
that
can.
there's no science that proves that or the other or whatever. So,
So it means we cannot do it yet, even if it's
We
possible.
can do it actually.
We can.
When you're dreaming, you sensing things differently. You living in your inside of your brain, but you
Still, they're not separate though.
I think they're separate.
you can see things differently.
Does that mean they're separated?
no, like the point is,
They can exist.
the fact that we don't know things does not mean that it's not like that.
But until we know them, we have to assume they're not separated.
Why
because,
would you assume?
because
You have
at
to
the
be
point
open to
because at the
knowledge.
point we cannot. So even if we get to the point that we can assume that they're separate. But at this point, science cannot separate them. So
Yeah, but why are you giving more props to one thing instead of other when there's no
because
more proof to one
belief
thing than the
does
other?
not have proof.
Yes,
Belief-
but either side is a belief.
no,
Either side,
science
whatever
right
you
now
choose.
says that we cannot
There's
separate.
there's no such thing.
So you're saying if we shot you in the brain, you would still have mind somewhere?
Like we don't know, and science
Yeah, we
cannot
don't
prove
know.
that.
But right now, what we can prove, that's what I'm talking about. What we can
We
prove at the
can't.
moment.
Can the science prove that if you get shot, you're not gonna see anything? It can't.
There haven't been any case where someone.
Yes, but like they have to prove the opposite to have that say that like that's more true than the
No,
other.
until there's an evidence that what you said is true, we assume what we already have, that the brain is part of the mind. And no, mind is part of the brain.
Yeah, but there's no such proof to it. So like, why are you assuming that instead of
Because the
assuming
thing
the
that
other?
you said does not have proof.
And the other thing.
So
also
right now
doesn't-
we're not believing in ghosts because there haven't been any case of ghosts.
like you can believe.
We're
or
not saying
believe.
believe is another thing. That's what I'm talking about. Believe is believing in something. You
But
don't
the
have
other
to
thing is
believe.
also belief.
We have proof that you don't have mind.
We
with
don't.
brain. What do you mean we don't?
We
People
don't.
die every day and we don't have minds walking around.
But
our
is that a
cognitives.
proof? It's not a proof.
What?
For me, the question is: does the universe think? Like the universe has a mind?
What is universe? Everything?
Everything.
Does it include us?
Yeah.
Then we do have mind.
So the universe
Doesn't mean
has
we
a
share
mind.
it with universe.
Well, they also before the humans, the universe has a mind. Is thinking the universe. If the mind is electricity, no, like neurons.
If you say mind is electricity, yes, then we would say lights also have electricity and has mind.
We don't know.
No.
Like-
I would say like
For me-
from what?
I still-
Sorry, go ahead.
Can I go?
For me, it's separated, but they are connected. Like we know the brain, or we assume the brain is creating the mind, but they are separated because they belong to two different realms, but they are separated but connected to me.
So my question is, let's say the mind is not there anymore. What would brain do as on its own function? What would it do?
Just go.
What do you mean? Just go like you imagine like let's
paralyzed.
say we separated them and there's no mind in the brain. What would happen?
But it's not mind that controls brain.
Then what
It's
would
brain
happen?
that influences mind.
So
and
we
it
would
doesn't
still
control,
we
it
would still
influences.
function.
I mean, yes.
With
it was
just the
true.
brain.
Perfectly fine.
Like we don't know.
That's the question. If we were to separate, like, what's the function of mind and what's the function of brain? How can you separate them so clearly? And if you do so, what's left on the brain? If mind is the one that's actually important.
Like if you take the
And brain is
belief
only physical.
that soul, which is mind, synonym
Soul is
in
mind.
this situation. In this situation, if it's a separate thing, then brain is just anatomical structure that lives from the birth of this body, physical body, to the end of this physical body. It's just an
What's the
anatomical
function?
structure.
Just an anatomical structure, just there.
It does all the things that it does for the body that we know science proves. Like we have proof for
Like
that.
what?
Like it controls the hormones, which can affect the mind, but it doesn't create the mind. Like it can affect the mind.
It creates the mind, but mind is not soul, I think. I mean, it's like artificial AI. I mean, think robots, really high technological robots, and just replace the brain with the robotic parts, the AI, and think that AI gains consciousness. I mean, isn't this going to be like a mind? Consciousness.
How can it gain consciousness?
I
on
mean,
its own?
these days AIs are crazy. I mean, like, think about this. It's just suddenly
But the
gain.
thing is, we don't even understand consciousness. How can we say that after this certain time it's gonna happen?
I mean, we can't say, but I mean, you would know if a thing gain consciousness because it's not going to be a robot after that point.
Yeah, if it gains consciousness, it's not gonna be a robot. Yes. So,
I mean, it's going to be like mind.
so you say mind is consciousness.
Could be. But we can, I mean, the point I'm saying, we can replace the brain with a robotic parts and still have mind.
So you say they're completely separate,
Yes.
and
Yes.
they don't need one another.
They need.
You just said we can replace it with the
I
mind
mean,
of an AI.
AI needs AI to a robot needs an AI to have mind. I mean, without an artificial intelligence, he can't have a mind. He can't have a consciousness. He
It
gotta
doesn't have
something.
one.
Hmm?
It doesn't have one.
I mean, without a software, a robot is useless. And
Yeah.
I mean, use this think that software as a brain, then that software creates mind. I mean, like consciousness. It becomes consciousness.
Really?
At the end, it's electricity, no?
It's electricity, but I mean,
So, like for me, the function of the mind, but like the universe doesn't have to have a function. Like you don't have to ask why there are four instead of three. The
But like
universe
everything in our
just
body
happens.
has its own function.
Or not, because the natural
What is-
selection is not like why we have 5 fingers instead of 6, instead of 4, instead of 7. It's just random. Natural selection.
But they do have function.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean like to have a function or not. It doesn't tell if something is right or wrong. You don't need a function to prove something.
No, but what I'm saying is like the brain has a function.
Yeah.
So what is it?
To create the mind. But the question is also
So after brain creates the mind, it's done?
is done?
Is it done? Like the creation is like
No, it's like continuous, no? It's
Uh-huh.
like a machine. If it stop, it's in the mind stop.
Then what's the function of mind?
Mind, the function of mind for me is like you can recreate the matter, no? The mind for me is like another universe because it escapes the material reality, no? Material reality is cause and effect. But in the mind, no, like in the mind you can imagine anything, no? The dreams have no, you can escape gravity, you can escape electromagnetism, you can escape nuclear in the mind. The mind has no rules, it's like another universe. So the function is to create the color, to create feelings, sensation, consciousness, is to create something beyond the material world. That's for me, the function. So the correct senses will be like this. Now when the matter and the mind touch, we have the logic. We spoke about this. This word comes from Heraclitus 2,600 years ago. And what Heraclitus means by logic, for him, he was like the whole universe is not represent the same rules. No, there are some rules in the universe, and this is he made like in this around this year. He made the pass from myth, from religion to logos, to logic. No, we have biology, psychology, geology, cosmology. No? So everything comes from this. And why is because when the mind adapts to matter, no, we have logic. No, nobody is seeing lizards in the world, no. So it's logical. There are no lizards. But if I see one lizard, it stops being logical, no. So what are the properties of reality? Yeah, we can talk about this also. Well, let's talk about this. Okay, reality's properties. Like, what is reality for you?
Sensing things.
What?
Sensing things.
Sensing things. Okay, but reality exists without sensing it, or not?
I would say it's a unique experience. Yeah, unique in all senses, to like personal, to time, to space, to dimension, whatever we choose, a unique experience. So,
Okay, so for me, reality is
It's the only thing we know.
yeah.
We don't know what's the opposite of that, so we cannot, as you said, we cannot define reality because we don't know the opposite.
Yeah, but we know one thing, no, that we exist.
Yeah.
in a reality. No, everything that interacts with reality is reality. No, like if this is reality, let's say this is reality, and you find something here, then what is this? It's always reality. You can't think something outside of reality. No, everything is reality. So this is what I like had problem when creating my theory, because yeah, if I see lizards here, no, in nobody reality there are lizards, but if I am real, what I'm thinking is real, no? So what is the things I'm seeing? So we have like two realities for me, like the mental, and it's the same, but you can divide it in two. The mental reality is each person has its own subjective reality. You can watch color, you can see things, no, hallucination, and then we have the material reality. This is interpersonal. You have to compare its reality. This material reality doesn't depend on opinion, no, like it doesn't matter if you believe in gravity or not. You are gonna experience it. Yeah, it doesn't matter on what you think. It is objective, no? Objective. It's in everyone's reality there is matter, no? In everyone's reality there is a chair, no? Nobody goes through walls. Nobody can go. Nobody can fly, no? So it's the same reality, no? So one good criteria, no, to like, I was thinking like, I am not crazy because most of the people I know say there are no lizards in the world, but my friend said there were lizards in the world. So I was thinking, okay, I'm not crazy because most people agree with me, but what's the problem with this?
She wrote the answer downstairs.
Eh?
Majority can make mistakes. Maybe there's really lizards on the wall, and people just don't see them because they live in a simulation, something.
Yeah.
I mean, majority can be mistaken. I mean, we see all the time. I mean, majority is not always right, like in the elections.
Ouch.
Sorry.
No.
Cut this.
It's like there's a Chinese story where it's like it's raining for months at the end, and the rain is actually, when people drink it, they go crazy, and the palace is trying to protect itself from the people, but it goes on months and months, and only like a handful of people are left who haven't drank the crazy water, and they look outside and the majority is crazy, and they have two choices: either drink the water and be crazy like them, or the outside was treating them as crazy. So the majority can be the crazy ones,
Yeah.
and the crazy that we call may not be the crazy ones.
So how do we distinguish?
We don't.
We don't. So there are lizards in the world or not?
They could be.
Yes. I mean, think
Just
like
because I don't see it doesn't mean it's not there.
think in a prison there are 99 blind prisoners and one person that can see. I mean, in this situation, majority is blind, but one person that not blind is seeing the reality, and they think he is, and blinds will think he is crazy. I mean, because he's not the majority. Only one person is seeing the truth.
Yeah, the problem for me with this is religion, no? Why God exists? Only because the majority say they exist, no? Why Christianity exists? Because the majority say it exists. Why Muslim exists?
It exists, but it doesn't mean you have to accept it.
Yeah. So we have to look for more criteria, no? Because this criteria can be like hacked, you can say, no? So it's not only what the majority says, it's only you need evidence, no? Why there are no lizards here? Because we five don't see lizard, but also, for example, if we bring a cat or if we bring a dog, the dog doesn't interact, no, with the lizard. Nothing interact with the lizard. Only one person might interact. So that's why we know there are no lizards in the world. So this is only to say like we can arrive to truth, no? Because yeah, like you can admit there are lizards or there are not, but I don't think both are true. Like obviously there are no lizards in the world.
They cannot be true for you, but it still exists.
Yeah, it's it's reality, but being real doesn't mean it's true.
I don't think there's such a thing as true.
No?
No.
You don't think?
We make our own mind about what's true or what's false.
So, for example, we exist, yes or no?
Something is like
We
simulation.
believe we are exist.
So it's our own truth, it's our own belief. It's not the reality. It may never be the reality. We cannot know what the reality is.
So we exist or not?
Again, like some things we're in a simulator. That means we're not existing. We're just in a simulator.
The people in
So,
magic doesn't
if
know
we are
what
a
it is.
simulation,
It's the illusion theory, I suppose.
But I think our existing is the only thing that we can prove because we think. That's why we have the consciousness. That's why we can think, and that's the only thing we can say for sure that we is real.
so there is truth.
That's the only thing.
So,
No, that's the reality. That's the only reality. There's no truth.
so reality is not truth.
Not for everyone. Again, not for everyone. Some people are in a simulator, and you cannot argue with them because that's what they're believing.
Yeah, but if you are someone's dreams, you exist or not?
If what?
If you are someone's dream, you exist or not?
If I was someone's dream, I don't think I would have consciousness.
But do you exist or not?
According to that person,
This
Yeah.
is
she is exist.
everything exists.
Not really
You
exist.
cannot think anything that doesn't exist. Because if you think it, you are making it exist.
But again, existing is another thing. That's the only thing we can agree on because that, like, we think, therefore we are. But other things are not. They're not real. They're not truth. Not for everyone.
No, we,
That's what they're not real because they're not real for everyone.
we
They are
can
real,
even
but
real
not
dream too, but
What?
this life, this senses could be a hyper realistic dream too. I mean,
See?
maybe someday I just woke
He
up.
says we don't exist.
But this is maybe a dream, could be.
Yeah, but dreams are reality or not?
Yeah, and I mean, it depends what we mean by existing. If it's being, and it doesn't matter if it's simulation, a dream, or what, it's being, just being, then we are. I don't know.
Everything exists, no? So if there is something true, there could be other things true.
If everything exists, the lizards on the wall are also existing.
Yeah, in that people mind.
That's what I'm saying. It's like existing is also your own truth. It's not the same for everyone. Hence, it's not reality.
What?
It's not like the lizard on the walls are your own belief or truth. That's your truth. Like
Yeah.
it's not the same for everyone.
Yeah.
Hence, not real.
It's not? Then what is it? If this is reality and this is the lizard, what is holding the both together? What is connecting them?
Does it have to be connected?
So we are like, where are the lizards? It's just
In the person's mind, I mean,
so,
they're-
and that person is in reality, no?
But for them, it's in the reality. Not for you, though. It's not in reality for you.
Yeah, because it's not true.
No, it's not true for you. It's true for them. For them, it's real.
It's true they are seeing it, but it's not true they exist in material reality, no? There are the two realities. You can think anything. You can think God exists. You can think anything, and it does exist. Anything you think is existing, but as I said, material reality doesn't depend on opinion. Like it doesn't matter if you believe or not in material reality, because this is beyond the mental reality. So this is like the least common multiple of every mental reality, no? And this is for me like what science do, no? This is science. This is for me the work of science. Does it match with matter or is it just in your mind? So if it's just in your mind, like for example hallucination, it's not in everyone's reality. So it's not truth in the sense that it's just your mental reality, but it doesn't represent anything of the material world. For example, I take like we exist because this is for me also the only truth. We I am 100% sure because like you cannot think or you cannot exist or you cannot wonder if you are existing if you are not existing. Like if you are existing, you have to wonder if you are existing. This is like the Descartes, no? Like oh, I do Ramazan, I'm dry. We think, therefore we exist, no? It's the only truth, like we can arrive. And this is also a very philosophical word because as time we don't know something not existing, so we don't understand what means existing. So yeah, I see like science is like a rivers. No, you take one river like cause effect. You take the tributaries, the secondary river. You develop theories. You see if it's just your opinion or if it is in matter. So it doesn't care of your opinion. Like I don't know, like for example, gravity, atoms. I don't know, like anything, no, like that has a lot of proof in science, like the moon, the sun, I guess. Some revolution in science occur when you, like, for example, something we think is totally true, like for example the cause and effect, it suddenly changed, no? So everything we develop, it's false, so we have to start again, no, and develop new theories and everything.
Maybe hallucinations are like in another dimension.
Yeah, in this dimension.
Maybe not. Maybe they're in another dimension that we just haven't figured out how to
Maybe.
reach.
Yeah, this we haven't figured out.
Okay, fine.
It's the mind. We don't. You didn't get to that lesson, but you can watch it on Instagram.
That's too long. Come on.
This is for me why the mind is so amazing, because we don't know anything yet about how it works, where is it, where is the memory, where is the color, where are the hallucinations. It can escape the material world. Okay, so we have in science we have like two methods, like two main methods. The axiomatic method. You know what is an axiom? Nobody knows? So an axiom is something you have to take as truth, like it's the starting point. So you have to think about a universal truth. So for Newton, he thought like geometry is plane. What does it mean? No, like we are here, and it looks planes, no. But if you look in a universal way, we know this is not plane. This is curve, no. But Newton, 300 years ago, didn't know that geometry was curved. So if you take this axiom, you develop a theorem, no? You take an axiom, universal truth, or something you think is totally true, and you develop a theorem. Like gravity is a force. No, you say gravity attracts us down, but this is Newton theory, but now we know this is false. Because if you, for example, to understand like Newton, no, if you see in the horizon, in the sea, it's totally flat, no? So this is why, for example, Newton thought we live in a plane space-time, but it is not. We live in a curved geometry, and everything changed in a curved geometry because, like, two parallel lines can touch.
No, unless they're touching in the first place.
No, they are parallel. They
No,
start
there
parallel.
could be parallel, but like on the same axis, like exactly on the same. They would still count as parallel. But in this case, no.
Yeah, in this axiom they can't, but in this axiom they can. No, this is the Earth. You start here, and then you finish in the pole. No, but they are parallel.
But they're on a curve.
Yeah.
They're on a curve, so they would meet.
Yeah, they are totally parallel.
Not at the end.
Yeah, because they didn't change direction. They are going straight, but they are going straight in a curve geometry. This is another another wheel about to understand Einstein. Anyway, the thing about this is, no, the problem with this method is if your first truth is wrong, then everything is wrong. So everything Newton was wrong, no? For 300 years we thought gravity was already solved. Gravity, we understand gravity perfectly, but then Einstein came, he changed the first axiom, so now gravity is a geometry, it's not a force. Gravity is not something that attracts you to another mass. It's like, it's very hard to explain now. It's
How
like,
do we know Einstein's theory is not going to prove wrong in 300 years?
yeah, it will.
Cool.
Okay, like I have, like, do you believe in a universal truth? Like, do you think something is totally true? Maybe God?
Other than we existing,
Do you think we really exist?
To start from point, you have to believe in some conceptions. So, for the Newton laws, it's for local positions. You can just it's applicable for local thinking, like all the coordinates. If it's on Earth, yeah, it would be applicable. But for the universe, for different interstars, the Einstein theory you can apply.
So
It's a general,
But
or
is it-
the acceptable general.
but is there any universal truth?
Truth. You believe?
It's not. There are many people who does not believe that gravity exists. It's not true if they're not believing. It may be
Well,
true for you, not for them. So it's not universal.
but it's still affecting them.
It's affecting, but they're not still not believing.
If someone injured and we see him injured, but he can't accept that he is injured, that means that he isn't injured.
No, it doesn't mean he's not injured, but he's not believing it, so it's not universal truth.
Well, he was gonna die soon, so it's not belong to him if he believe or not.
It is. If you say truth, it's about what you believe in. If you don't believe it's truth, it's not real. Because it's
Not for me, universal truth doesn't mean everyone believes in it. Universal truth for me, as I said before, it means it's belong to material reality, and material is
It's
beyond.
related, as I've said.
It doesn't matter if you believe in it or not. It's no.
But
This is
it's
what.
for you, not for everyone.
No, but this is why we have all of this. The majority, people can lie, senses are not trustworthy, we don't know the nature of the mind. So the truth has a lot of criteria, but after a certain point, you have to admit some truths.
Like what?
Like, for example, curve geometry. Because no, every experiment we do give reason to Einstein for now. In the future, it will be another one, but this is truth, no? It's always a provisional state. It's not like fixed. This is why I don't believe in religion or anything fixed, because truth is changing all the time. But it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
So by truth, do you mean?
But it's not universal. That's what you said.
Mm.
That was all.
No, say again because I wanted to get
He said universal truth. That's what I meant. Like it may be true for you, and it may be like reality, but it's not universal.
Yeah,
what
that's
he
the
said.
same thing. Like, so the truth, it means, like, why is it just momentarily? Like, why are we, especially if time is not linear, then why are we looking at things that we haven't found yet as not universal truth, if you get what I mean?
No.
Like, for example, as she said, probably someone in 300 years can prove that Einstein was wrong. So, in that sense, then it's not universal truth, even though that time has not come yet, but time is not linear, so it might be the truth right now.
Yeah. It's universal truth now. This is the problem. We have two methods. The problem of this is you have to take a starting point. You have to take one. If not, you never develop a theory. So, no, Newton took this. No, in his time, this was universal truth. But now we know it's this. But you have to take one. This is the problem with science. And this is why I like science, because it's not like, no, it's science. If science was religion, no, always Newton always will have the truth. But no, because science look always to change, no, to change, to keep looking for new truth. So we have another method. This is, we take observation and we make law, no? Like all observed crows are black, so all crows are black. But if we find a white crow, all crows are black or white. What's the problem with this method?
It's never complete.
What do you mean by that?
There's always a chance that you will find another crow with another color.
Mutation, like.
Huh?
Mutation, having mutation.
Maybe, I don't
Yeah.
know. That's not the point. It's not complete because you're fighting it. And
Over and over
Just
and
died.
over.
Hmm?
Died.
die.
Ah, Green crow.
Yeah, that's the